Persona 5 Phantom X. I'm sure we all know about these newer gacha games back in middle of July of this year. Some people who always know that game sometime when they focus on a better Persona games or any kind of Shin Megami Tensei games like Persona 3 Reloaded, 4 Golden, and 5 Royal like that way. But something is quite a bit off about that gacha game itself like that way. I know I play like my three favorite gacha games like Skeleton Zero, Rules and Wave, and Hongan Star Rails back then. I know one these newer Skeleton Zero or games back then when my daddy scolded me for yelling yeah like that way in this October, but something's quite off about this gacha game itself as Persona Phantom X like that way. I know I never get this summer outfit of whatever the female character really is for this gacha game itself or Persona 5 of Phantom X like that way. It's quite a different gacha game as I expected like that. However, it was named of Motoha Arai, the one who had a summer outfit on. When I got to this 10 or then like that way with a bloody platinum and card from yesterday, which you had to pay it on these game itself was such a bloody pain like that way. Something feel off like that way. And 2 days ago, when I feel quite fatigued or tired like that way, I was doing when some event after reach level 20 or high like 22 like that way. Like the Ash Grade minigame was quite fun, this minigame I ever had like that way. In the following days I got 10 or then instead of summer outfit Motoha ever like that way. But it's something quite off about that way when it came like that way. I know I've been on this very long run with my daddy yesterday. I was a bit too much tired like that way. I played Pokemon on Shield version on my Switch 1 for a bit like that way. Before I get a bit too much tired like that way of the blood of fatigue. So I know I download Persona 3 Portable on Nintendo Switch 1 not quite got before Daddy picked it up, but I wasn't playing to pass the time for these install. I listened to these Persona songs like Persona 4 or the reload or for Persona 3 like that way, but when it came to when I do the fan made image of these Creepypasta mixed with Skeleton Zero like that, it's flow with Marcus and Orpheus like that way. Before I head to the bed, likely half 11 p.m. like that way, if this is still possible like that way. But when I feel asleep like that way, I was dreaming about something was quite off like that way. It feel like I was playing Persona 5 Phantom X by now, but something quite a bit different about Motoha Arai like that way when I noticed that. She was wearing as some different like a Halloween cosplay or stuff like that way. I never ever remember that seen that way before. And it never have been announced by these gacha games made Persona 5 Phantom X company like that way. So I had to know that I didn't count on these games itself. The game looked quite reddish blood instead of usually red. But I had to progress through the dungeon which is not meant to be really there. And what the hell happened to this baseball theme and like that way. When I moved on like that way, then I saw a tombstone and a coffin of the Joker and the cat, where I forgot what his name is. However, when I look at these characters' name again like that way, or Persona 5 original or royal characters, depends on you prefer like that way. Whereas his name was Morgana, a cat characters like that. And the Jokers I have named was gone, not a bought into socket. The Morgana corpse have nae tails and nae ears like that way, whereas I was quite shocked and surprised. And the Gacha Games reason that's never happened like that before, or the mainline Persona games. Well, Persona games tries a spin-off franchise to Shin Megane like that way. When I look at these in contract again like that way about the same female characters, whereas I cannot remember like that way. However, for Motoha was now had a black empty socket like that way, and had black blood from her mouth and nose, where I was quite shocked and horrified when I got wake up from these nighttime like that way. Where it wasn't for a long wake, but I tried to fire temper wake like that way. But however, I heard there's some better footstep, but it's not just once. It's not just two footsteps, but just once, and that's it. Feel like somebody else who watching me through the sleep, or heard me when I was asleep, but it's just nobody there. When I got overslept at from 7:15 a.m. when James called me over after I ignored him until 7:15 a.m. After that, then when I look out the window, I feel like somebody else who watching me or waiting for me outside, but nobody else out there. Yeah. When I look at the Persona 5 Phantom X, the beach theme was gone in title screen. It was replaced back to the original title screen of Persona 5 Phantom X. But however, when I noticed that something quite off by that way, there was error, and I said like that way, could not connect to the server. Your connection may be unstable, or the server is on the government same place. Refer to the official website for information on mainstream. But however, before that way, we had an update and loading screen where I noticed that Motoha Airway had a beach or somewhere out there, and it do an updated before running to the airway like that way. I know some look like fake or like that way, but it's real because we never ever had that error like that before in the first place. I was quite a bit dead silence for a moment like that way before I started to make breakfast and maybe decide at doing Persona 3 Portable on my Switch 1 to forget about what happened when I saw that like that way. I will never ever get back to Persona 5 Phantom X for quite some while like that also. And maybe we should get back to playing Silent Hill or Hunger Star Wars or Wizard Wave for a while to forget about that way. As for myself, when I recording like that way, it was seen in this happen when like Persona 5 Phantom X or ended up like myself back then like that way. Then uninstall the game for a while like that way and play any kind of Persona games, even retro or modern like that way. And that pretty much it by that way. And somebody else who watching me if we're quite some while from outside of my house like that way. Okay.